Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the latest Wild Art presentation. And this time we are doing the awards presentation for our human nature category, which we ran in July. And I have Rebecca Nason all lined up, ready to talk to you and go through all the images. And we've got loads of winners lined up, ready to talk to you as well. So we will get to those right after this. I nearly gave the game away there. I clicked the wrong button.
I saw. You covered it well.
Shh. I didn't really. Oh, dear. Professional as always. Slick as always. Anyway, I hope that woke everybody up, that little track. I do like to mix it up with the intro tracks, as you've probably noticed just recently. So I hope everybody enjoyed the music. Anyway, Rebecca, how are you?
Hi. Very well. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah? I love these awards presentations.
Yeah, me too. I feel like this one's been a long time coming. I've been thinking about it for so long.
I know. It's July seems like a long time away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But no, what an amazing category again.
Yeah, fantastic. So many entries, some really beautiful imagery. It was really quite difficult, wasn't it?
It was, again. I mean, I just keep getting blown away every month. You know, you think, oh, you know, what can we expect this month? And it never fails to amaze.
No.
It's just incredible. It really is. So anyway.
Yeah, some inspirational work here, isn't there? Goodness.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
So everybody, if you do want to pop by and say hello and comment on the images or ask any questions as we go through this evening's presentation, then don't be shy. Please put it in the chat, and I'll try and catch up with everybody, you know, as we go through the evening. But I thought let's not waste any time, actually, because we've got our young award winner has got up especially in the middle of the night to talk to us, and I know he's got school tomorrow, so I think actually we should get him on and have a chat with him. So let me just I would just go to the comments just quickly before we go to that. So Eli Porat's on. Hi, hello Eli. He said hello from Israel. Excited to see the winners of this new category, and hi is there as well. No more minutes of silence for the Queen. Yeah, well, you know, we had a bit of a somber start to the last live, actually, obviously, because we actually timed it at the same time as that 2 minutes or a minute of silence, sorry, for the Queen, obviously, last time. So yeah, well, we had to observe that, obviously. So anyway, let's share young award winner with everybody, and let's get him on for a chat. Yeah. let's do that. So let me share that video I accidentally started to share right at the start, being the consummate professional I am. So anyway, let me get the right one. So our young award winner for human nature is oh my word. What a picture. Tamboon, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm in my house, and I wake up to talk with you.
Yeah. What time is it with you in Thailand at the moment?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning. And you've got up at 1 o'clock in the morning to talk to me and Rebecca. Well, I can understand talking to Rebecca at 1 o'clock in the morning, not me.
Oh.
That is a major effort. So thank you very, very much for breaking your pattern of sleep to talk to us. That's amazing. I'm going to bring your image up and on the screen. Let me just hold on. Sorry, there's pop-ups pop off my screen. Let's get rid of those. I'm going to share your image on the screen. Rebecca and I are going to have a quick chat about it, and then we're going to have a talk to you about this, because this, I kid you not, I think this is such a special image. It blew me away when I saw this. So let me let me add that image back in so everybody can see it. I mean, Rebecca, come on.
It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, that when I saw that, I was like, has that been put in the wrong category? As in, this is surely an adult category. You know, that
Yeah.
certainly is on par with any adult image. You know, I think it's absolutely stunning. The pastel shades, just the low angle that you have, that lovely clean straight horizon, the angle of, you know, the positioning of the birds, and just fits the category so nicely, but in a really quite nice subtle way, you know, where the natural history is the main focus, and it's you know, a stunning shot in itself, but then you've got that beautiful backdrop of skyscrapers. It's just got the real wow factor. It's absolutely stunning image. I mean, it stood out for us immediately, didn't it? As the top
it's amazing. I have to say that the standard in the young category was outstanding. They really got it. These kids really got it, didn't they? There was some really beautiful images in there. But as you say, Rebecca, this one just, I tell you what it is. It's that low angle, which is so unusual for a whale image. So Tamboon, tell everybody how you actually got that low angle, how you took this shot.
This photo, I going with a trip, the trip, I know this the trip, and he took me to in the sea, and the boat is, I don't know, it's called it's low angle in water. It have a angle that's good. And I lie on the boat and see, and have a city at back.
That's inspired. I had visions of somebody dangling you over the side of a boat by your ankles as you were taking. It's so low. You know, I really, you know, so I thought, how have you got that low angle unless you've gone out on a rib or something like that? Was it an inflatable, or was it was?
No.
Just a normal boat.
Yeah.
Normal boat.
Wow. I mean, well done you for getting that low angle on that whale. That's what makes it, because it brings that skyline in at the same level as the whale itself, and I think that is what makes it. And to position it all the way you know the way you've done it in that sort of lower part of that lower third of the frame, I think, and give the sky a bit more room, I think is really inspired. You know, it really does. I think a lot of people would actually be tempted to go in a bit closer to that. And I think, you know, because you've come out a little bit and you've given it a little bit more room, given it a little bit more context. I mean, I don't know about you, Rebecca. I just think that makes the picture, and those two gulls positioned the way they are. And then I don't know if people have noticed, but there's a fish just here, little fish just here, and I love that. That's a fantastic little detail,
isn't it? Yeah.
You know, you just find after, you know, you look around the frame, and I love these images where you just sort of look around, you find something different every time you look at them. It's just lovely.
The composition's spot on. You know, if the birds had been in a slightly different position, it wouldn't really have worked. They just positioned perfectly to kind of react with the whale. And I think the pink, the pink hues, it's just they're really shown off so nicely with that kind of baby blue conditions as backdrop, you know, nice blue backdrop. It's just incredibly attractive image, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, they're lovely. They're really complementary, aren't they?
They are complementary. Yeah.
No, it's fantastic.
I think it would have been too easy to have cropped heavily in, and I think that would have ruined it. I think that giving it some space is slightly braver, and it's really worked nicely.
Absolutely. So let's catch up with some comments. So Rachel Piper's on. Hi, Rachel. She says, hi, Rob and Rebecca. You'll remember, if you haven't seen the live I did with Rachel last weekend, we did a Desert Island Pics with Rachel, and she shared some amazing images. So do go and catch up with that if you haven't already seen it, because there's some great sort of little hints and tips and hidden gems in there that hopefully everybody will will find useful. So so go and have a watch of that. So Eli Porat says, congratulations, Tamboon, incredible shot. Well, I think we can all agree with that. Rachel says, well done, amazing image. You have a great future ahead of you, Tamboon. Oh, here. I can't wait to see what else you come up with. Jane O'Connor's on. Hi, Jane. She says hello from Dorset. Alan James is on. Hi, Alan. He says hi, Rob and Rebecca. And Aaron Todd's on as well. The position of the birds, the angle of the whale's mouth, the composition is brilliant. Congrats. So it's just, it is. I think that, well, Aaron says it all. So thank you for that comment, Aaron. That sums it up perfectly. I tell you what, I'm going to stop sharing that screen, as amazing as that picture is, and then we can bring you up a little bit bigger on the screen. Tamboon, thank you so much for joining again at some silly hour in the morning for you. That's above and beyond. I think that's a really good effort. Thank you so much. Let's let you get to bed.
Could I ask just one more question quickly?
Of course you can. Yeah.
I was just wondering if that image, is that local to you? Is that something that you regularly see, that you see often? Is it in Thailand? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Bangkok, isn't it?
In Bangkok? Oh,
Yeah, I have not much to see this photo in Thailand, but I think this photo is not see in another country, and I want to show this photo to another country. So
yeah.
Yeah, special. It's very special.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there is a bit of a story to it, which I will share with everybody, perhaps on social media and what have you. So yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Because, I will do. All right.
Yeah.
Tamboon, it's been lovely to talk to you again. And let's let you get to bed, because if it's school in the morning, you'll need your sleep. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been amazing to talk to you again.
Nice to meet you.
And I'd say, if you keep coming up with pictures like that one, we'll be talking again, I'm sure. So yeah. All right. Lovely to talk to you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Still blown away by that image. I tell you, every time I look at it, I see something. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's
right.
breathtaking, isn't it?
We've got Bronze Award winner. I normally do the Founder's Choice, but he's not here, so we'll catch up with that in a little bit. But let me do the Bronze Award winner, because I know that she's on a 4G connection and she's in Norway at the moment on a trip. So and she's still here. So while we've still got her connected, let's get on and do that. So let me share with you, get the right video lined up and not cock it up again like I did at the start. Right. So where are we? Bronze Award. Right. So our Bronze Award winner for Human Nature is hello, Jenny.
Hello together.
Hi.
I'm glad you made it, because you sent me a video just in case your 4G connection wasn't great and you didn't manage to log in, but because you're in Norway at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, my flight was today, so now I'm in Norway on a trip, and I send you the video just in case the connection will not be possible.
Yeah, and that video, by the way, was beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
So it's kind of a shame not to use it, but it's really nice to talk to you live.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Exactly.
To have the video just in case something happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just line up your image, and I will share that on the screen, and then Rebecca and I will have a quick chat about it, and then we'll talk to you about it. So let me just share that with everybody again. Rebecca.
Well, it's just absolutely stunning black and white. Absolutely love it. Just the whole composition is absolutely, it's just gorgeous. And to have the gentleman in the back, he's really small, you know, the human element, actually, I mean, the human element, I know that you have the track obviously going through the habitat, but the kind of, you know, to have that them both, kind of the human and the natural element kind of going towards each other like that.
Yeah.
I just think it's just gorgeous. The whole composition is beautifully taken, just striking.
Thank you
really
so much.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I tell you what, this image does. It borrows so much from other genres of photography as well. I think that track is a lovely leading line, isn't it? So if you're looking at from a sort of landscape photographer's point of view, you know, that's the thing that, you know, that genre, you know, people that are interested in that genre of photography look for. And you know, I've done a lot of landscape myself as well, and that's the sort of thing that I would look for. And I think that little focal point at the end, you know, the guy on the bike, is just, it just absolutely makes it. You take that away, and it's don't take this the wrong way, Jenny, but it's half the picture, because that is the thing. You know, your eye goes from the elephant along that path, and then it finds the guy at the end, and that's just the icing on the cake. It's just, it's fabulous. And as you say, Rebecca, that sort of interaction between nature and, you know, sort of human element was obviously the category was all about. I mean, it just fits the brief brilliantly, doesn't it? And that's really what made this image stand out. And I have to say that the processing, the post sort of processing on this is just the touch is superb. I really, you know, think that, you know, the way you've treated this picture is brilliant. You know, it really is.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And that sort of black and white, I think, you know, when we go into the sort of monochrome, which obviously we're into at the moment in terms of entries, and that closes obviously on Friday, you know, it's all about texture, form, and composition, and that sums this image up completely, doesn't it? I just,
it really does. Tone, on so many levels. Even like, you know, the tonal range that you've got there. It's just breathtaking. It takes you right back, and you know, you've got the quality, just the quality of it is just absolutely, absolutely stunning.
It's fun about this picture because it was taken in Uganda in Africa last year, and the trip was normally about taking pictures about chimps and gorillas. So it wasn't expected to have the best picture of the trip from an elephant, but yes. At the end, this is the most important and emotional picture for me from this trip. So there was just seconds, and yeah, it's so much language in this picture.
Yeah, no, perfectly said. I mean, isn't it amazing though that sometimes, you know, you can be surprised when you go with an idea in your mind and you go on a trip with certain sort of species, certain sort of targets in your head, and you come away with something else because you've taken advantage of a situation that was in front of you. I think that shows the, you know, the agility of a photographer with really good vision.
Yeah, the idea of black and white was made just a few minutes after taking this picture. So I decided, okay, let's try to put it in black and white because of the street, of the line, with the white shirt of the farmer. So you have a light spot in the backyard. So I thought that would be the best decision to do this, because in color it's not that strange that it has now.
No, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, David Tippling said to me, you know, obviously he's the judge in charge of monochrome or black and white, that when you know, you can't make an average color picture into a, you know, you can't you can't make it into a really decent black and white image. It has to be sort of decent in color first, but actually that process of turning it into black and white needs to give it something else, and that's what it does. Because obviously I've seen the original file, and the original picture is really good, but turning it into black and white, as you say, gives it another dimension, and that's what really makes a good black and white image work, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the original one was also taken in, I think it was about midday, so it was not the best light for pictures in color, but so I think in this case it's everything working with black and white. So to make it a better one when you edit it in black and white monochrome.
Yeah. And as I said, the editing touch here is really,
Yes.
really good. It's really,
I think
really
it's also adds a kind of not timeless, but that image could have. I know you just took it the last year, did you say? But
Yes.
it could have been taken 60, 70 years ago. It's got a slight, it's got a kind of slightly timeless feel about it as well by what you've done to it. I mean, obviously the gentleman's on a bike and there are tracks, but it does give you a feel more of a.
Absolutely, my thoughts, because it's it's saying about all the daily life in Africa. So you have those situations where the humans and the animals get together, and sometimes you have accidents, sometimes nothing happens. So, and that could be every day.
Yeah. And you almost think, what happens when the guy gets to the elephant, when they meet on that road. It's like it's almost a story unfolding in front of your eyes. It's amazing.
So seconds after this, the elephant noticed the farmer, and then he went through the bushes. So they didn't come together, and this situation was just seconds after an elephant herd crossed the road, and one of those members crossed the road behind our car. So I wanted to take the pictures just with the elephant walking the street, maybe for a photo book or something like this, for the last page or something like this. And then I spotted the farmer, and oh my God, let's take this. So and then everything went.
And as you said, I think in the description, the fact he's wearing a white shirt it's serendipitous, I think is the word, because the focus really goes on the on the guy in the back because he's got the white shirt. If he had a darker color on, he'd have been a bit more lost. And I think that really makes it. Aaron Todd has made a really quite insightful comment. Actually, I'll read it to you. It has a lovely sense of motion, the swish of the tail, the lifting of the foot, the sinuous road leading your eye. Absolutely beautiful. I think that's a really good summary of this image.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's something in here I really like as well. It appeals to my sense of humor. It's this pile of dung on the road.
There's not that many occasions where where a pile of poo in an image wouldn't be a distraction and something that you'd find annoying. But in this case, everything else is so dominant that it's totally overlooked, isn't it? It's just not. It doesn't matter.
It just appeals to my sense of humor. Yeah, it's brilliant. Anyway, Jenny, I'm going to stop sharing your image because I'm going to bring you up live bigger on the screen. So let's stop sharing that one. No, that was an amazing image, and I said thank you so much for making the effort and coming on and talking to us.
Thanks to you, and also thank you to Rebecca choosing my picture as the Bronze Award winner. I was totally excited when I got the mail. So I very, very thank you for choosing my picture, and I also want to say congrats to all the other winners.
Yeah. So what is it you're in Norway to photograph, Jenny?
I'm here for a little bit of wildlife and also a little bit of landscape. Let's see what's possible, because at the moment it's raining very, very strong and we have storms. So let's wait until it gets better.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you're not so far away, are you, Rebecca, really, being in Shetland?
I was thinking the same. It's the same here. Yesterday was quite a nice day. Today we've got big storms and a lot of rain and strong winds. So
so we have the same. Okay. Yeah, it should be better in the next 2 days, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, won't last too long, hopefully.
Hopefully not. Hopefully you'll get some great weather and you'll pick up you'll take some amazing images while you're there. So
hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for making the effort, coming on and talking to us and sharing your image. Incredible picture. Well done again. And,
thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Enjoy Norway.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Bye.
Cheers,
thank you.
Bye. Right. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, that was great.
It was. Let me just stop that screen share for a minute, and I'm going to share something else. Let me just we'll share the window. Right. Okay, I'm going to remove that. Okay. Right. So we've come to our silver award winner, who again has has interrupted a birthday party to be with us. So huge thanks to him for doing that. So let's not waste any more time, and we'll have a chat with him and let him get back to his party. So let me line up the right video. So where are we? Okay, so our silver award winner for human nature is Hello, Tony.
Good evening.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for spending the time. Firstly, because I know that you're interrupting your daughter's birthday to talk to us. So thank you for sparing the time, to do that. And I promise not to keep you too long.
Thank you.
I think I'm actually doing quite well tonight. I told you it'd be about half an hour, didn't I? And look at this. Tony, this is really unusual for me, because most of the time I go on and on and on, and these things go well over an hour. Let me line up the right picture. Let me share your picture with everybody. Rebecca and I have a quick chat, and then we'll have a chat to you about it, because this is pretty special as well. So let me share this. Let me share this image. So Rebecca, you particularly really loved this picture, didn't you?
I did. I absolutely love it. I love insects anyway, but I love macro insect photography, and this has just got exactly what I'd want to see out of the. It's just kind of perfect two elements of the human and nature put together in such a beautiful, graphic but simple way. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's kind of genius. I've not seen an image like that. I've seen lots of bees coming out of holes, natural or man-made before, but not like that. Not a keyhole like that. And it's beautifully composed. It's stunning. I love it.
It's such a surprising image. That's what I think about it. And the colours are quite sort of complementary, aren't they? Of the bee and the surrounding metal of the keyhole, and it's so surprising and so unusual.
Very refreshing, very different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the actual detail. If I can bring that up, let me see if I can bring that up for everyone. Hold on, for everybody. Let's just get rid of that. Can you? I mean, I'm not sure how well that's going to come out. On the screen for everybody, but look how much detail you've got in that compound eye, for example.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. So you nailed the focus, Tony, didn't you? On that, it's amazing. So Tony, give us a little bit of background to this image and how you took it.
Well, this is probably the image that is taken closest to the computer screen of anyone's image that has been submitted, because it's in the back door keyhole. 2 meters away, and I just went out and went to shut the door, and there was this bee in the keyhole. So I thought, well, that's unusual. I'll take some pictures. So I took quite a lot, and it was taken a while ago, but it was on a Nikon D200 and a manual Tamron lens. And what I will say is that the software now is much better. And I shoot everything in RAW, and I managed to reprocess it.
Yeah.
So it brought out a bit more from that RAW image that was taken some time ago. The colours are pretty much as it is. It's though the keyhole has now degraded a bit more. But the strange thing about this bee is that it sat there pretty still for quite a long time, and then I really had to shut the door. So I got a twig and took it out of the keyhole and took it about 40 meters down the garden and let it go. And it got back to the keyhole before I did. And in the end, I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to get around this. So I got some black tape and took the bee out of the keyhole and covered the keyhole with black tape, and it went and found somewhere else.
Yeah.
But a few days later, I found that the front door keyhole was half stuffed with mud, and I don't know if it was the same bee
Wow.
that was looking to build a nest, because I think this is a male one. I didn't. I think it'd be the female.
So Rebecca's you're really into your inverts, aren't you?
I am. I don't necessarily know a huge amount about every species, but
you're really good. Well, you're really good with hoverflies.
Hoverflies. I love hoverflies.
Yeah. You're really
Just moving to Shetland caused my kind of boom in the insect world, because coming from Suffolk, where you'd see a lot of fantastic insects, of course, and there was a lot of photo opportunities, obviously, but coming to Shetland, where you could make more impact on biological surveying. There's a lot of insects that haven't ever been recorded before, so you had an extra element of a kind of keenness out in the field to try and find new species for the islands. So and what I found when I had a child, I couldn't carry around my big heavy gear anymore and be out taking bird photographs. So I managed to be pushing a pushchair around parks and things, but with a macro lens on my arm instead, and I managed to kind of get into more macro work that way.
So am I going to put you on the spot and ask you if you know what it is?
I can't remember now. It's not a thick-legged, hairy-legged flower.
Hairy-footed flower bee.
Hairy-footed flower bee.
Yeah, see, you were there.
Nearly there. Nearly there. And you've got that shown beautifully, haven't you?
You have.
It shows its legs, yes.
It does show its legs.
We record all the nature in our garden, and my wife puts it all on a website called Nature Spot, which is
you're behind. Oh, yes, I know that really well. Yeah.
I love Nature Spot. I've often
Nature
used that as a
Spot's
source.
great website.
Yeah,
it's
but
really
it's
good.
just for this county and Rutland. But I think she's recorded about 600 species from the garden this year.
Wow.
Something like that. And I do pictures and she does pictures, and she puts them online. In fact, they all go out with her name on, but
well, you'll know Tim then, Appleton, won't you, if you're in Rutland?
I don't actually know.
Oh, don't you? Okay, there's a guy who runs Bird Fair. And,
right.
And was responsible for the Osprey reintroduction program on Rutland Water. All those years ago. So they've come up this way now. They're at Beaver Castle as well. Oh, are they? Yeah. We get them flying over the house sometimes, obviously on migration. But it's good to see them back again, I have to say,
isn't it?
And we've got white-tailed eagles as well in Hampshire now. On the Isle of Wight, and apparently they have been seen. I only live a couple of miles away from the Hawk Conservancy, and it's just over the 303 from me. And they've seen white-tailed eagle over the Hawk Conservancy. So I'm waiting to put that on my garden list. Be a pretty amazing thing to have on the garden list, wouldn't it?
Good.
So, amazing.
It's on mine.
Stop it. Yeah, but you live up north.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh dear, Tony, that is an amazing picture. It's just one of those things. It's really striking. It's one of those things that really really stood out. So let's go back to, there are a couple of comments coming in. So Chaba Tokoli, he says, hello guys, congrats everyone. You'll remember Chaba, of course, and his overall winning image from last year, the whale sharks. That black and white. So Marco Magessi is on. Hello, Marco. And we might be seeing an image from him later on. So he's made a comment about it. So I'll read it out a little bit later. Tony, thank you so much for interrupting your daughter's birthday party. And let's let you get back to that. And but no, it's been really lovely to talk to you. Let me just stop sharing that screen, and we'll bring you up larger. There we go. Yeah, so thank you so much for spending the time and coming on and chatting about that. Lovely shot. I think it's just striking, and it just goes to show you don't need to go too far to take a winning image. Well, as we were saying last year about backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, how many really lovely photographs did we take last year when I came up to see you at your parents' house? And just spent that sort of few hours together, just sort of shooting invertebrates in the garden.
A bit of concentrated effort. There was a lot there, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was. So it just goes to show, don't ignore what's on your doorstep, because you can come up with some really amazing stuff. No, Tony, that's a really lovely picture. Well done. And
Beautiful. Thank you.
And wish your daughter happy birthday from us.
I will. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
I love
All
Nature
right.
Spot. It's massive
Yeah.
source of reference and enjoyment for me. That website, I love it.
Yeah. No, me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
So thank you for organising that. That's and yeah, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Okay, Tony, thank you very much. And so we'll let you get back to your party, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon, no doubt.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, bye.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Brilliant. I didn't know he was behind Nature Spot. That's
No, I didn't either.
pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing.
Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do our Gold Award winner, and we'll catch up with all the others, after that. So because I've got our Gold Award winner waiting to talk to us. So Gold Award winner, we're just about to bring you on. Drum roll. Yep. Yeah, come on, Rebecca. Drum roll, everybody. Right. Okay. Let me see. So our Gold Award winner for Human Nature is... Irma.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. How are you?
Thank you. Fine. Good evening for everybody.
Good. Irma, we'll bring your picture up on the screen. Rebecca and I will have a chat about it, and then we'll talk to you about it. So let me just move the screen onto the right place. Let's find the right picture. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, I said professional as always. Right, there we go. So Rebecca, this one stood out to you right from the start, didn't it? I think
it did. It is just shockingly good in so many ways. It's like a list. Yeah. It's just
damn, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's utterly gorgeous, and I mean,
it's
obviously,
it's
just utterly stunning. The light is unbelievably beautiful and golden. The sort of the structure, the man-made structural elements to this obviously are the main focus, which dominate and are incredible. The way that you're tunneled, your vision is tunneled right down to the end. Like it's virtually sort of otherworldly the way that it does that. You caught it just at a gorgeous time of the day where the pelicans are beautifully lit along the edge. I love the square format that you've done, or the squarer format to the overall image, which suits it well. It's just gorgeous. I think it's utterly. Yeah. I wish I'd taken it. It's just a real beautiful #1 gold winner.
It's that vanishing point, isn't it, at the end, and that sort of point of light.
Yeah,
I think that really, because it's just, that's the first thing I look at, and then I come back again. So it takes me sort of straight in. I look at that, and then I come back again and look at the pelicans. I think people look at images in different ways, but that's what I go for first, is that point of light, and then I come back again. But it's incredible.
The depth factor to it is just unbelievable.
And then you've got those sort of, you've got those pillars sort of, going, down that sort of length and leading, your eye leading to that point of light. I think it's the symmetry in it is really clever.
Mm-hmm.
And then those, as you say, those pelicans, wouldn't it have been, it would have really made it if there had been just another pelican there. So then that would, come on, that's just asking too much. But no, it's an amazing picture, Irma. So tell us a little bit about this image and how you took it.
Oh yes, this is one of my favorite pictures. First of all, because it was my best picture that I take in 12 years ago, when I started to occupy a bit seriously with photography. And we go in USA, and we go from Miami to Key West. and we stopped there for a coffee in front of 7 Mile Bridge. You know, it's a lot of island there, and a lot of bridge make a charge in from one island to the other, connected, and we stop for a coffee. We go there in the parking place, and we realize 2 manatees swimming near the shore. And I got immediately the photoapparat. I go there, but the manatees swimming out. But we were there. I decided to climb a bit upper under the road, and from there I can see under the bridge. And I was very amazing when I saw this this moment. I realized the light, the sun. It was before 10 minutes, I think, before sunset. I not have too much time, and the sun, it was gold, and this all like endless tunnel, and the colors, it was beautiful, and the all it make a mysterious, and I can catch only two picture, because I not have too many time to take picture, because the sun it's go down. And I like this picture because yes, the animals in the picture, it's everything, it's together, the colors, the forms, and the animals. And for me, this picture tell how we occupy a lot of territory from the nature. The example in Florida case, lot of bridge. You have to make a construction. You make a lot of damage on the sea, because you when you constructed a 7 Mile Bridge, only one bridge. And how many bridges there? A lot of kilometers, and the animals. We occupy the territory of the animals. More and more territory, and for me this image, it's a very favorite for this, because speaking about the animals and the interaction without the people, with the peoples.
Yeah, I mean, it tells a story, doesn't it? I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you know, not only is it you know, fabulously, you know, constructed in terms of its sort of composition, but it, you know, there's so much more to it than that. As you say, you know, it's that sort of interaction between humans and nature, and the way we, you know, the way we just build things and pay no regard actually to you know, our impact on their environments and their habitats. And you know, we sadly we're going to see a little bit more of that, I think, in the UK with what's been announced in the last couple of days from the government, who seem to be ignoring all the, you know, environmental controls and everything that we've had in place for the last, you know, 2 or 3 decades. But anyway, we'll less of that. It's sort of let's not get into the politics of things. But I think that's, you know, that's what gives images so much depth. And I think that's...
and the other, we go back in next year, because I managed to take only two pictures, and I think, I try again, but it's not possible to try again.
Well, you've got to have those birds in the same place, Irma. You know,
no, the same lights, no.
Exactly. And
we staying 2-3 days fighting, but not happened again.
Yeah,
for it, I like the nature photographer, because in the same place never will be two same.
And you just got to take advantage of it. I mean, like we were talking to Tony about earlier, you've got to take advantage of those situations that you come across, haven't you? I mean, the rim lighting around these sort of birds is fabulous, isn't it?
It's beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. It's just so many things to this image. So anyway,
it's 90% urban, isn't it? You know, it's like, you know, 95%, 99%. You know, the actual elements of wildlife in there is actually very small.
Exactly. It's all concrete, isn't it? Basically,
all concrete.
apart from the birds.
Wow.
So
Thank you very much. I was very happy when I got the email from you.
yeah. Yeah, good. Well, I like making people's days. Those are really nice
good, doesn't
emails
it?
to send. Yeah, it makes you feel good. Yeah. Anyway, Chaba says golden perfection. Congrats. So there you go, your fellow countryman. And Aaron Todd again. I think that's the greatest compliment we can pay another photographer, Rebecca. When you say you wish you'd taken it, the symmetry and light is incredible. Well, I think that's always, it always comes down to it when you start picking winning images, when judges turn around and said, "Oh, I really wish I'd taken that," you know that actually that image is going to do really well. When that comment comes across.
Yeah.
So no, amazing image. Okay, let's stop sharing that picture and bring you up larger on the screen. Emma, thank you so much for coming on and chatting about your image, and well done on the Gold Award. It's very well deserved for a fabulous picture in so many ways. So I hope when you go back, you manage to get something even better. But I very much doubt that you'll have the same situation again. But who knows?
It'll be different species there this time.
Yeah, different species will come across something else. So anyway.
Yeah.
Here's to the Gold Award. This is one I prepared earlier. Oh yeah, cheers.
But after that, I drink a bit champagne.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, cheers, everybody. I have to admit,
it's amazing what's behind the screens, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I have to admit to having a cheeky couple of glasses of white wine earlier when I was making lunch. So
very nice.
Had to have a sit down and a cup of coffee before I came on. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, giving away too much information. Emma, thank you so much for coming on and chatting. It's been lovely talking to you again.
Thank you. I hope you hear me till December.
Yeah, nice to meet you. It's lovely, fantastic shot. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant photograph.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. And we'll talk to you again soon, no doubt. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I tell you, we had such a, let's talk because now we've sort of talked to all our guests. We've now got a little bit, because I don't like to keep people waiting, and particularly it was so good to have so many people actually making so much of an effort. I mean, Tamboon being up at 1 o'clock in the morning and Tony interrupting a birthday party, for example, just to come on and talk to us. I think it's, so you want to sort of let people get on with their lives and and do other things, but it's so nice to be able to talk to them and hear the stories behind the images. Yeah.
And they seem so genuinely delighted too, which is lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly, and we all need a bit of that at the moment, don't we, with what's going on in the world and all all the sort of bad news that's going around. And
there's enough of that, isn't there? That's for sure.
There is, there is. So let's it's
nice to bring a bit of Sunday positivity.
Yeah,
isn't it?
nice to bring a bit of sunshine into people's lives.
Yeah.
So I hope that's what we're doing. So, but I mean, the category as a whole, I mean, we had some extraordinary entries, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. There was a lot of very interesting sort of takes on the theme, weren't there? There were. From the very artistic, where you just maybe get just a hint of human, a human element, to those which had taken it very literal, in a very literal sense, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting to see.
I guess it's a category that sort of, perhaps sort of lends itself more to the sort of literal approach anyway, because it's difficult, perhaps, or more difficult perhaps in this category than others, to take an artistic image which portrays both things. I mean, but so we had a real mix.
Yeah, we did.
It was really good. And actually you will see that when we come on to share the sort of commended and highly commended images, obviously, which we will do in a second. But anyway, so which brings us on to the sort of founder's choice, my choice. Unfortunately, he's not here because he's away for the weekend, which is getting on and enjoying himself, which is good. So let me share. But this is someone we've talked to before, actually, and who keeps coming up with some amazing photographs. And anyway, I think this one really stood out to me because it's a species I love, and I think it was done in a really special way. So anyway, let me bring up the right video. So my founder's choice for human nature is incredible. So let me just bring that image up on the screen for everybody. And again, what I liked about it was that I guess it's borrowed things from landscape photography in terms of sort of composition, that sort of sweep of the road. And then you've got this sort of bright area of foliage where the streetlight's obviously falling on it, and it balances where the hair is almost perfectly, in my view. And obviously, Jan's waited for the right moment for it to be in the right position in the road. And I think it just combines those urban and wildlife elements so well, and it's done in an artistic way, and you're in no doubt as to what the species is either, which I think is is the really clever thing from my perspective, which is why it stood out to me. What sort of made it stand out for you, Rebecca?
Well, very similar in the sense of the composition is just stunning, isn't it? The sweep, and the lines in it. It's clearly been very well, thought of as an image before it was taken. It's not just a snapshot. It's not just a lucky shot. It's been thought about, and it's paid off. It's beautiful. Yeah. I love the color. I love the color, the kind of warmth that you got in that street light. It's not like that kind of really unpleasant yellow. It's quite a nice warm orange. But as you say, there's two things that really stand out to me. Is the main thing is obviously the unusualness, I guess, of that particular subject. I mean, I've never seen a hare in a kind of urban environment in the street before crossing the road. No. I have on back
country lanes,
lanes, but not actually out in what's obviously a more built up environment. It's quite unusual, and it's perfectly caught, like you say. It's no doubt about what the species is by the way that the angle of the legs and everything. Yeah. But also I just like the depth, the way that the light is obviously just picking up on little bits, just hints of backdrop, hints of pillars, I think it is, in the backdrop, and or bits of trees. Trunks, maybe trunks of trees, and just the dappling of the light. And it's quite sensitive. It's not burnt out. It's not harsh. It's just it's worked perfectly. Really,
yeah, it has.
Yeah, totally.
It really has. No, and the thing is, I think this sort of goes to show the benefits of working on projects as well, because obviously Jan's been working on this project of sort of urban raccoons. So he's out in his local sort of city, quite a few nights a week, I think, or has been in the past, working on these raccoons. And I think this is probably a byproduct of that project. But I guess it's amazing what else you'll see, sort of late at night when nobody else is around. When you're out chasing other things. So, I've always sort of thought that working on a project, is quite an important thing to focus your mind on, on things. And certainly got a few things in mind for this coming autumn and winter, myself. And I think it sort of keeps you focused as well. Keeps you, it's just, an extraordinary photograph. And I said, I think, you just know immediately what it is, even though it's in silhouette. It's just so unusual. So, well done, Jan.
No, he does. I think it's extraordinary shot, really, as are his raccoons. I mean, like you say, I think it's really, really important to have projects and to have. I think it helps with your own personal progression and your own. Your own development as a photographer, doesn't it? And I look forward to seeing how his project continues to develop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he did so well last year, didn't he? With some of those images that he came up with, he's got a very, very good eye for a photograph, that's for sure. So so well done, Jan. That's a cracking image, and I've no doubt we'll be talking to him again in the future. That's for sure. Keeps on coming up with images like that. Okay,
I think David Tippling particularly loved that one too, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Well, David loves his hares, as we all know, Yeah,
Yeah.
we all know. So, well, in fact, talking of hares, Ben Pullitz is on. Hi, Ben. He knows a thing or two about hares as well. He says, hello, Rob and Rebecca. Hi, Ben. And Aaron Todd again, isn't it interesting to compare the bronze and gold award winners? Both have wonderful leading lines in the composition, but the bronze has a small human element and the gold was mostly human. So, yeah. It's just so it's been so extraordinary, actually. The variety of images that we had in this category. I think it was just a delight to go through them. As all categories.
Yeah.
So,
and from so many different locations too, which made it really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Aaron again says your founder's choice is beautifully balanced and warm, but also technically challenging to capture the motion in such low light. Yeah, I think the ISO was, if I remember rightly, the ISO is something like 20 odd thousand or something.
Really?
But I think modern, well, I mean, that's a discussion in itself, isn't it? How cameras have come on in terms of their sort of their ability to deal with low light situations, and a lot of the mirror. I mean, you'll know how well Olympus have done, or OM system, we've got to call them that, haven't we? Have done in terms of because that was one of the. That was one of the criticisms, I think, of that system, wasn't it? Was the way that it didn't deal with high ISOs very well in the sort of earlier sort of iterations of the OM1, and
they took notice of that, didn't they? Because
they did, and well, you'll know better than me because obviously you shoot it, and
it's completely revolutionised low light photography. I mean, it's mind blowing. After spending years in poor light, not really being able to get further than ISO 1600 to get a moving bird sharp, suddenly you're up there in much higher ISOs with negligible grain. It's a fabulous thing to have. Incredible. Fabulous development. Yeah.
Well, Josh and I have just about a week ago we recorded the latest podcast. And where we talk about DSLR and mirrorless and that sort of transition, because obviously I'm still shooting DSLR and he's gone mirrorless, like you shoot mirrorless, and so we have an interesting sort of chat about that, and and one of the subjects we do talk about is ISO, and because do you remember that image from D'Artagnan last year, the Young Award overall winner, and that lovely picture of the cave and the fungus gnats, the glowworms in the ceiling, and but that was shot on, I think it was a Nikon Z7 or something, and the way that dealt with noise at high ISO and at 8 minute or something exposure, and how a long exposure in very poor, well, it's pitch blackness basically, can create so much noise. And I was amazed at how noise-free that image was. So, things have come on tremendously, haven't they? In the last few years.
What you can do with virtual night conditions now without a flash, without any, and actually get sharp shots of moving subjects, whether it's the night sky or a moving nocturnal animal. It's just breathtaking. Yeah,
it's amazing. Right. Let's get on and let's show people our highly commended images. So this, running through these sort of highly commended and commended images is going to show everybody the sort of breadth of things that we had, I think, in this category. So let's share with everybody our highly commended images. So these are the highly commended images in human nature. So congratulations to everybody who's awarded in this way. So let me show you those images for you now. What an amazingly
Oh.
creative bunch you lot are.
Aren't they
Crikey.
gorgeous? God, fabulous.
Some of that stuff, you know. Oh dear. And I know Aaron Todd's on, so yeah, well done, Aaron. We're loving your waterbird images and those
We are.
reflections.
Shockingly good.
They are
Beautiful.
shockingly good. We ought to get Aaron on to Desert Island Pics or something and have a really good chat to him about those sorts of things, shouldn't we? So
Have a bokeh chat.
yeah, but yeah, the master of bokeh and
Master of bokeh.
yeah, the master of bokeh.
Yeah.
It sounds like it should be an album title, shouldn't it? Master of bokeh.
It does. But he's certainly it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
inspires me to want to get out and do a lot more bokeh when I see shots like that.
Yeah. But we had a comment from Marco Magessi, I think earlier. He said the toad was shot 100 meters from my house. But yeah, but he's obviously the bee. He was referring to Tony's comment about the distance of the bee. So that one beats his record. But yeah, it goes back to what we're saying about, don't ignore things on your doorstep, because there's so many. I mean, I love that toad picture because I love toads anyway, because as I said, everybody knows I'm involved in the toad patrol thing. So they're kind of something that's really close to my heart. And I know their little characters. And when it's sort of sat up like that, you go, yeah, I've seen that so many times. Yeah. And to place it in that, environment like that, and compose it
with all the
in the way he
graffiti.
did.
It's amazing.
Yeah, with all the graffiti was great. Well, there's another shot actually we're going to show in a minute that's got some graffiti in it, which I think is fabulous as well. So I think graffiti is a really interesting thing to include in wildlife images.
Yeah, I really like it. I really like. I'm never until the last couple of years. I mean, I'd never thought about it as a kind of bonus in the environment. I'd look and not like graffiti personally, but when you add it to your photography, especially urban wildlife photography, it really brings in quite a dramatic, beautiful addition, I think.
Well, it's almost a different sort of form of street photography, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not people,
really
it's wildlife. I really like that. Yeah. And isn't it so good to sort of look at other genres of photography and try and include those in your own work?
It is. I think every photographer must do that. I'm sure they do. That's how you help develop your own, your own style, but as well, by seeing others' work and trying something maybe similar, but then maybe finding a new sort of parallel kind of interest in it. Start off, quite a lot of people maybe all go to the same spot and photograph kingfishers, but you get a huge range of diverse results from the same subject, the same situation. So
yeah, exactly. And it's doing something a little different. It's like the kingfisher shot at the end, and that, I think was, to leave it sort of small in the frame like that is bold, but it's very bold. For me, it really works.
Yeah, me too.
It really works. I really love the subtle, the subtle hint of the urban environment in that. It's just, it's very simple but very powerful. And I think that's, that's really, really clever. And I like the way other people have included textures, like the frosted glass, for example, and that mantis.
Yeah, that's very original.
With the silhouette is very, it's just so many wonderful things. Yeah,
that's quite a kind of a more of the sort of destructive environmental edge, of course, on the owl in the.
Yeah, we had a bit of roadkill, didn't we? In
roadkill, yeah.
But done in very clever ways, and it's something I've shot as well. With, I mean, I've shot otters before. By the side, been knocked over by the side of the road with cars rushing past, and to try and tell that sort of story. So we had owls, I mean, mainly with sort of cars and trailing lights and that sort of thing. But that particular owl shot was extraordinary.
Yeah,
and that was it was in a well, so obviously
that's right, in a well,
drowned or something. So yeah,
very graphic, wasn't it?
It was very graphic, but we shouldn't shy away from that.
No,
either.
No. I mean, that's part of the urban.
Yeah,
human nature. It's it can be beautiful. It can also be horrific, and to show. Yeah, I was actually surprised that there weren't more of those kind of more destructive environmental issue kind of journalistic style photographs.
Because they can be so powerful. I think so Josh and I talked about this, and I think the comment that I made was that if you've written a 1,000-word article on an environmental issue, it's probably less likely that people will spend the time to read that 1,000 words, but you put a powerful image up with that 1,000 words and you grab people's attention with that image, they're much more likely to read what goes with it, and then you can educate and inform. And I think that is the power of photography, and I'd like to sort of try and cover that aspect of things in another live, but it's not for tonight perhaps, but this category really highlighted, I think, some of those things. So
it did, and it's wonderful if photography can be a medium where it does help showcase and maybe help conservation, as obviously like the entire ethos behind wild art,
exactly.
The conservation values behind it are incredibly important, aren't
absolutely they? So Aaron says, thank you for your kind words. That's our pleasure, Aaron. And as I said, so keep coming up with those pictures, please. And we jumped around a little bit. Sorry, Chaba says that Kingfisher shot was a cracker. Love it. Yeah, it was. So Aaron also says small in frame isn't popular on social media, but contests like this validate and show how stunning small in frame can be. Well, I think there's a sort of move towards more environmental style imagery and putting, not going in for the close-ups, because I love close-ups, don't get me wrong, but it's very, very difficult to be different with a close-up shot. It's easier to be more creative, I think, when you come out a little bit and include a bit more environment and habitat with a shot. It's easier to be different. It's just a much more difficult shot to construct because you've got so many more elements going on. So anyway, right. Anyway, I'm waffling. So let's go on and let's show people some more pictures. And this will be our last, the last video of the evening. And let me show people, if I find the right place, the commended images. So the commended images for human nature are as follows. So congratulations to all the photographers included here. Oh, what a selection.
Fabulous selection, yeah.
I mean, seriously. When you look back at some of those images and and you look at the, like the macaque, for example, and the snake and the, that sort of piercing look into the lens, and then we go back to Aaron's sort of lovely merganser at the end. And it's just, it kind of blows me away. And half the time I think I might as well sell my camera, because there's no way I can compete with all this sort of stuff. People they're so imaginative. They come up with some, and Daniela's shot of the graffiti and the woodpecker, and I told you there was more graffiti.
Yeah, no, it's stunning, absolutely gorgeous selection.
So well done, everybody. That's
it shows how varied the category is, actually, doesn't it? When you see a selection like that.
Yeah. It's amazing when it all sort of, you come down to the best images that were entered, and you show them in this way. It sort of makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck every time I see those things. So it's wonderful.
Beautiful.
It was amazing. So
that was a very strong sort of journalistic one at the end, actually, wasn't it? With the eyes of the monkey like that in the kind of that kind of captive situation. That's very powerful, isn't it, actually? Mm-hmm.
And it does. I think, some images, they just evoke these, emotions, don't they, from deep down inside you, and that sort of connection with, primates is so deep, and it's so beautifully done, and the processing of the image was just so sympathetic. I mean, people, you are so clever. Oh, honestly. I said it just makes me want to sell my camera and just go, well, there's no point in me taking any pictures, because I might as well just sit and look at everybody else's, because they're coming up with such brilliant, well, I'm joking, but it's they're coming up with such brilliant work. It inspires me. And my own photography, and I hope that that's what it's doing, to other people that are watching this as well, that we all get inspired by each other's work, and it gives us ideas, for the projects that we have in mind, or the subjects that we have in mind. People take things away from it and go, oh, I could perhaps look at that approach, or use that sort of style for something else, or this is what it's all about. It's just inspiring people, and taking them through their own photographic journeys, and perhaps sort of holding their hands and giving a bit of a hug along the way, and saying, look, here's a few more ideas for you, and that's what this is all about. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed that. Some amazing stuff there.
It's lovely to share work. It doesn't happen, it's not something that you can do that easily. I mean, with especially wildlife photography, it's often a very lone thing to do, and you're out in the field for a huge number of hours over many, many weeks. So to have these kind of times when you can chat about images and generate, interest and comment and discussion, it's really quite an unusual and lovely thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
It is. I really enjoy them. I really, I said, when I first started doing these lives, I was terrified of doing it, but now I really enjoy it, because so we are bringing these images to people all around the world, and sharing them, and having this discussion, and I'm finding it enjoyable and fascinating. And I feel like I feel really privileged to be able to do this, and it's not something I take lightly, and I really appreciate everybody's support for the competition and these amazing pictures that they're entering. It's very humbling. So anyway, there we are. Rebecca, thank you so much for judging, for helping with the competition, for spending time this evening coming on and talking about all those amazing images, and sharing your views, and telling everybody why why they were chosen, and all that sort of wonderful, interesting stuff.
My pleasure.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. So just catch up with Alan James is just saying thanks, Rob and Rebecca. Take care. Well, you too, Alan, and hopefully we'll see you again next time. Rebecca, hang on the line for a bit. We'll have a quick chat afterwards. I'll just sort of wrap up and play the outro. I don't know when the next live is going to be. Actually, I've got to line that up. Maybe it'll be a Desert Island Picks again. I've got a couple of people lined up for that. So, I'll sort out a date for that in the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks, and let you all know. And obviously then we'll have abstracts, which we'll do the winners announcement for, I would think, probably in about 4 weeks. Talking of abstracts, the top 100 is going to be out on Wednesday, because we're talking, you're part of that team, aren't you? For abstracts. So we're going to do the sort of final picture selection early in the week. So we'll sort that out. It is. So I will get that out for everybody on Wednesday. So look out, in your inboxes if you entered that competition. See if you made the top 100 for that. Don't forget that monochrome is our category for September, and obviously September comes to an end at the end of this week. Can't believe it. We're nearly October already. So that closes on Friday at midnight UK time. So if you're in a different time zone, don't get that muddled up and don't get caught out. So make sure you enter that in good time. And I'll let you all know, when the next live, when I sort out the next live. But thank you all for joining. I hope you've really enjoyed that. And we'll see you all again next time. Let me line up this outro. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Get the right one this time. So we'll see you all again next time. Thank you very much for joining. And speak to you soon.
Thank you.